Hello and welcome to another tutorial in the HTML5 series. In this tutorial, let's talk about different formatting elements that HTML provides. Formatting elements are used to add different styling to an existing paragraph text or highlight certain parts of the text that is there on the web page. So there are about 10 formatting elements that HTML5 provides. Let's start with the bold element. Bold element is represented by B. So we start with an opening bold tag and a closing bold tag. And let's write some content within this. So I just said this is a bold text. So let's go back to our browser and refresh it. So there has been there is a text with certain styling here. So the only way to differentiate it is to put that into a comparison with a regular paragraph text. So let's see the difference between these two. Yeah, so this is a regular text and this is the bold text. So let's move the bold text into the paragraph text. All right. The next one that is very similar to the bold text is strong. So the reason why these elements or tags exist is to showcase basically if we want to add any text or highlight any text, we want to use strong or bold tags. So these are the two options that we can use in order to make them bold, to make the text bold. The other option or other formatting element that we have is italic or italic, however you call it. This is another type of format which makes the text look tilted towards the right. So, so I've added this is italic text, and then that's how it appears. Uh, there is another element which is similar to italic, which is the emphasized text. So let me put that into a paragraph text. Is a regular text and then add em. Em stands for emphasized text, and here let me call it as this is size text, right? And then let me go back and save. So this is regular text and this is emphasized text. So it's very similar to the italic text that we have. So whenever we want to use italic font, we can either put it under I or use AEM. So let's move on to another element. So if you want to use some sort of highlighting using a certain color, we can make use of the mark tag. Let me put this today is Friday, and if I want to highlight Friday, I'll put Friday in between the mark element. Now let's refresh this. I'm not sure if it is visible here on a white background, but we can see that Friday has a yellow background. That's what mark tag is doing. Mark tag is applying that style. Uh, just to confirm, we can also add certain style to the body to make it appear better. See, this is the highlighted part using mark tag. All right, um, let's move on to another element. Uh, there is another tag called as small. So let's see how the text appears within the small formatting tag. So this is a regular text, and if I put something in between small, this is small text. So let me go back and refresh this. So there's clear difference between the size of the regular text and the small text. So if we want to use smaller text to differentiate some content, generally on websites, we use fine print or the text within the fine print at the bottom of the page can be put within a small tag. Let's move on to another uh, element. We could talk about a delete or a strike through text. You might have seen uh, web pages or text where there is a strike through uh, that can be achieved using a delete tag or a delete element. Let me add that here. So I've said today is Thursday, and then I wanted to strike it off and add Friday. Let me go back, refresh this. So as you can see, Thursday has a strike through, and we have Friday appearing after that. um, there is another tag um, which is actually used in conjunction with delete tag, which is the insert tag. So the the difference is when I use an insert tag, it underlines the text that is in between the insert tag, and insert tag is put under um, the ins. It's signified by ins text, so that's short form for insert. It's very handy if we are making changes to certain documentation where the user or the person who's looking at the website can easily understand that certain part of the text is outdated, and then the text that has the underline is newly added text. So it's very handy for making changes to the documentation and also conveying what has changed. All right, let's move on to another um, type of formatting, which is subscript. Uh, so subscript, the best example that I can think of to explain subscript is uh, to render some sort of formulas, right? Like a chemical formula. So H2SO4 is a chemical formula for sulfuric acid. So let's say this is our statement. Now I want the 2 and 4 to appear as a subscript. For that, I put them in between uh, an element called as sub. So let's save this, go back to the browser and hit refresh. As you can see, H2SO4 appears as in its chemical formula format, and as you can see, 2 and 4 appear slightly below the regular text. That's why it's called as the subscript. Similarly, there's another um, tag uh, called as superscript, which um, uh, which has the tag name as sup. Now, um, this is also useful for mathematical formulas. Uh, I'll just remove it. Um, I said a, so this will turn into a square plus b square. Um, yeah, something like this. If we want to render some sort of a mathematical formula, which where we need to use like power, um, yeah, or any other. Um, I think I can think of URL subscripts. A lot of other examples where we want to use text which is slightly above the regular baseline text. That's when we can use superscript. I think I've covered pretty much all the formatting elements that HTML5 provides. Uh, so I think we've covered all the foundational HTML elements and concepts. So in the next series of tutorials, I'll be talking about another language for the web called as CSS. I'll see you in the next tutorials. Please do subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more videos.